For EP, climbing walls and handholds is our business, but that's really not why we're here. We're here to enrich people's lives and introduce climbing to the world. We know that once somebody gets an opportunity to go indoors and climb on a climbing wall, that they're going to be hooked and they're going to be a climber for life.
Hello and welcome to Laval, the final instalment of the IFSC Boulder World Cup Tour 2014. This historic town in the departments of Mayenne and Sarthe is home to 51,000 and developed throughout the 13th century, earning its town status due to its importance as a military stronghold. At the end of our Boulder season, this final event has a little extra significance as the top tier of athletes from the World Cup rankings now face their final challenge at a chance to take the Boulder title. 7 World Cups down, 1 to go. And this year the World Cup rankings couldn't be much tighter, with the women's podium being decided at this event and the athletes, despite a long season behind them, seemingly on peak form. It's an exciting moment in the discipline of bouldering as the crowds gather to see who will win out at this final stage. Good afternoon from Laval here in France. My name is Daniel Finn and I'll be with you all the way through today's coverage. We're starting things off with our semi-finals here. We have our 20 male and 20 female athletes ready and waiting in isolation to come out and have a go at these problems in front of us. The first thing I'd like to do today is to introduce my co-commentator who will be with me all the way through today, and it's a pleasure to have him back. Mr. John Partridge, how are you?
Yep, really good, Dan. Happy to be back here. We've got a fantastic event, great location. It's going to be a great semi.
So talk to me a little bit about the qualifications yesterday and some of the excitement that we had. Let's start off with the men's and the whole Jan and Dima fiasco, as it were. Yeah, so we had obviously coming into this event, Dimitri and Jan having a shootout for the overall World Cup winner. Really interesting turn of events. Dimitri Sharafutinov, obviously one of the most consistent guys on the tour, not making it through to today's semi-final. So that was the real big turn for yesterday, and that in turn ultimately gave Jan the overall World Cup victory. So we already know that Jan has won out this year over the 7, now to be 8 competitions in bouldering that we've had. Jan Hoyer of Germany is officially our World Cup ranked winner for this year for the bouldering. In the women's end, a bit of a different story. 3 athletes very, very close with the podium. What's going to happen there, do you think? Yeah, I mean, it is going to come right down to the wire. Obviously, Shauna Coxey looking very, very strong yesterday coming into this event. She's got huge support crew, family, friends, coach out here getting her through. But then Akio and Anna also climbing really well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. If Shauna can stay ahead of Akio, she wins. Well, we've seen a major shift in Akio's performance recently over the past 3 events. The 3 gold medals, very, very strong all of a sudden towards the end of the year. What do you think's changed for Akio, and why has this sudden burst of energy happened at the end of the year, do you think? Hard to say. It could be to do with some of the longer haul destinations suiting her a little bit better, the conditions in particular. You've got obviously China, Vail, Toronto, very hot venues, and obviously Akio from being that part of the world, maybe conditions favouring her a little bit more, slightly more travelling, which again she's used to compared to some of the European athletes, but ultimately maybe she's just hit a bit of a peak in her stride. Okay, well, we are getting ready here at the venue. The athletes are about to come and join us, but first things first, let's take a look at today's start lists, the athletes that have made it through here to the semi-finals. Our final Bouldering World Cup of 2014. One of these athletes will be standing on top of the podium at the end of this evening. So starting off with Andrzej Berczyński Victor of Poland, and on to Sean McCall then of Canada. Relatively low qualifying round for Sean yesterday. He did say, in a chat with him, he was a little bit concerned he wasn't actually going to make it through. Then Gabriel Moroni, and then Michael Mauem as well, Bassem Mauem's younger brother of France. It was him actually that pushed Dimitri down and out of the qualifications yesterday. His performance very, very strong. Jor Verhoeven, Jeremy Bonda, David Barons makes it through as well here. Kevin Heiniger, Alban Levier and Thomas Farrell for Australia. Nice to see another Aussie through into the semi-final stage. Stefan Julien, Tito Calerion, Jan Hoyer there as well. Quite low for Jan to qualify also. Rustam Galmanov, Nicky Delou, Thomas Talbot, James Cassay, Yone Kruder, Chong Jong-won and Guillaume Gleron-Monde. Those are your male athletes here today in the semi-final stages. On to the women's then. And here they are. Natalie Barchi of Switzerland, Sabine Bacher of Austria, Michaela Tracy of Great Britain, Aya Noe, Anne-Laure Chevrier, Melanie Santos, Caroline Sinhuber, Mira Naka, Marine Thevenet and Monica Recci. Some names there towards the bottom. Mira Naka and Marine Thevenet made frequent finals this year. Hopefully see some excitement from them in a few moments' time. Onto the second page then, and the highest to qualify here, Katharina Sarwein, Jule Verm, Berit Schweiger, Petra Klingler, Sol Saf, Fanny Gibert, Megan Mascarenas, and then our three highest qualifying athletes from yesterday, all with 5 in 5, a perfect run. Akio Noguchi, Anna Storr and Shauna Coxey. Now they were split into separate groups yesterday, Anna and Akio in one, Shauna in another, but all three of those athletes with a perfect run in the qualifying rounds. And as we are waiting for these athletes to come out, as we saw from the men's list a few moments ago, one of the highest to qualify from yesterday, and a man who's had a bit of success this year, throughout the year, and is looking very strong, Guillaume Gleron-Monde. We caught up with him yesterday about the season overall, and here's what he had to say.
I had a good start in China, quite good. And after I was really tired with 4 camp in a row and didn't go so well for me. And after I trained like 1 week and a half before the American camp, and yeah, I had good results. I don't know why, but I had good results. So yeah, I hope to continue like that.
Did you find that there's a change in style when you're in America? Did you feel like the blocks were set differently, or what do you think? What would you put your success in the States and in Canada down to?
Yeah, it changed a bit. There was not so much crimp because, like in Azerbaijan, there was a lot of crimp, and I like it, but I'm not strong enough compared to the other. And yeah, it's quite powerful and coordination. So I like this style, yeah, for sure.
And what a bit about Haiyang just recently, that final block in Haiyang, and some of the strange setting that we've seen this year. Overall, the setting for the year, do you think it's been a good year for the blocks?
Yeah, this year was good and not so good comp, but this one was just really hard. And yeah, that's the game, the same for everybody. And for me, it was too powerful for me. Like, too much, not cream, but you must have big power in the arm, and yeah, I was too tired.
Well, we're getting towards the end of the season now. This is the final competition of the year. What does it mean to hold that kind of competition in France? Is it nice to be back on home turf?
Yeah, it was really good to come back home because it was a quick travel to come here for me, and yeah, it's always nice to climb in front of a French crowd. Yeah, it's the last one, so I'm quite happy to finish this season.
What about competition with some of the other guys that we've seen this year? Obviously Jan is looking really, really strong. Dima is always strong. How have you felt climbing with these guys this year? Has the competition helped you and pushed you, or is it quite daunting? How do you deal with competition?
Yeah, for me, the first thing is I want to climb well. And I think if I climb well, I can be in final or on the podium. And the others are so strong, like Jan or Dima or Kili. And yeah, sometimes you can beat them, sometimes not. But if I can, my first goal is to climb well. I have a good goal. Yeah.
And we've got the World Championships coming up this year. It's going to be in Munich, and it's on its way, not long away now. So what's the plan for you? Are you going to go into some training now, a little bit of time to rest?
A little time, like 3-4 days or 5, I don't know. And after come back to training, and yeah, for sure it's a big goal of the year, so I'll try to be in the best shape.
How important would you say the World Cup rankings on the overall are compared to the World Championships? For you, out of the two of them, is it about the World Cup rankings for the year, or do you tend to want to focus if there's a World or European Championships?
For me, the overall ranking is really important for me, but not as much for the federation or the country. So that's just for me, and try to have good results, and of course the big goal is a World Championship.
Why is that? Why do you think that it's important for you personally, the World Cup rankings overall?
Because I like regularity, and for me it's important to be in final in each camp or close to each camp, and yeah, I think that has proved a good level. Yeah.
So it's about seeing how you progress throughout the year and making sure that you're still competing as you want to at a high level.
Yeah. My goal is to be in final in each comp next year, because I was not this year, but yeah.
It's prestigious, right?
Yeah, for me, yes.
Guillaume, thank you very much for talking to us. Well, you can see in the isolation our first two athletes getting ready for the men's. That's Andrzej down on the floor for Poland, and Sean McCall very intense at a shoe before we get started today. Just a few moments now, we'll welcome our first athletes out. What about the blocks that we've got here then, John? So you've had a look at what we've got in front of us. It's looking like the men's are completely on the right-hand side, the women's are all on the left. There's F1 on your screen now at the moment. Are we looking at some excitement here? We've got a really good route setting team.
Yeah, we've got a British set of setters. We've got Jenny Cassidy, Percy Bishton, obviously really strong qualifying team. But straight in front of you there, you can see female one. Looks like a difficult volume problem. We've got the SpongeBob SquarePants volume, which we had in our qualification yesterday. With all of the lights and the heat up on the stage, that volume was just absorbing heat. So it'll be quite interesting to see how the girls cope with that. Higher up, leading up onto the green tuber pitch and finishing up on a good hole. Slightly round to the right, a really interesting configuration of volumes. A lot of options for the girls to choose from, but let's see how the first competitor gets on.
So we are now moving on to the start of our semi-finals. Welcome if you are joining us. As always, you can see at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen there. That's the way to get in touch with us, the hashtag IFSCWC. We're going to be with you all the way through the day. We've got the finals still to come tonight, and it's going to be a good one. So hello, chaps and chapettes, and here we are starting off with our first two athletes, Natalie Barshi of Switzerland and Andrzej Victor of Poland. F1 then, I saw the route setters playing with this one earlier. It's this mantle on the main volume that Andrzej is going to get up to in a moment. It looks like a bit of a difficult positioning. It doesn't look that hard when you're first looking at it, that kind of mantle, but when you get up onto this one, getting your feet up onto this block, I could see Jackie and a couple of other guys having a go at it. It looked really, really tough. What's his plan here, do you think?
Yeah, so I mean, you can see there he's on a really big volume, so he's got to mantle it. He's got to get all his weight up onto his palms, as he's doing, and press it out on the triceps. Keep the foot on that really slopey foothold. You can see him just struggling. Pop the heel on for security, and then press it out really hard on the legs to generate some upward movement. But excellent effort.
Very nice start there.
Good flash.
That's a flash to start us off with. That's how we like to start. And going over to Natalie Barshi then, who's on F1. Now, you were saying you think that this SpongeBob volume is going to become a little bit difficult as the competition moves on due to the heat of the lamps.
Exactly. You can just see Natalie there struggling to hold the corner of it. With all of these triangular configurations, the key is really to guppy, so to put your hands wrapped around the corners and generate as much surface area as you can, and really sort of clamp your hands. And you can see Natalie just struggling to straight away get established. She was holding in more of a sloper, so I think she needs to figure out the body position, get the feet working, and really try and guppy the volume. There we go.
So for those at home that aren't familiar with British terminology, just explain this guppy for people that are watching.
Okay, so yeah, a guppy, as you can see on the triangular configuration, it's about putting one side of your hand on one part of the triangle, the other finger part on the other flatter side, and really squeezing together. So it's like almost like wrapping your hand. So if you were to get your fist, put your other hand round it and try and squeeze it, that kind of feeling. Yeah. But you can see here the key part of this problem is the feet, and she's figured out that she needs to get the heel up, but in order to do that she's really got to wrap that volume, and the key with volumes is not moving, and that's the hard part. You've got to try and stay as still as you can, and with all of the friction and the heat and the grease, it is really hard to do that, but less is more in this kind of competition. With all of the lights, all of the heat, you just need to have a few good goes rather than repeating over and over.
Well, as you can see in the bottom right corner there, the clock running down for the time that Namibashi has here to work with. 5 minutes for these athletes on each block. A nice crowd in the background gathered here as well. If you are joining us, let us know where you're joining us from and any questions you might have. If you want to get involved with the chat with us, you know where to go, and we're here ready and waiting for the rest of the day. Some progression there a little bit from Natalie, then managing to get the heel up on top of the lower green volume. Unfortunately, not quite sucker pad enough onto the SpongeBob volume to feel comfortable there. 1 minute 20 left on the clock now for her.
Yeah, it's really tricky in this kind of situation where you're just pulling off the ground. You really feel like you need to make progress, but you've got to keep it cool and try and get a method that works and follow it through.
As I was saying earlier, with that block on M1 that we saw as well, it was interesting when I did see Jackie and everyone else try and get the route setters figuring out what they needed to do earlier. There was a green hold just above the mantle as well that they've now taken off. I wonder sometimes how much the route setters are still playing, you know, an hour or two before the competition starts.
Yeah, I think they're constantly evaluating what they're doing. Even once they've set the climbs, they're looking at them now and they're thinking, okay, what's going to happen in the next round? Are we going to get a split that's going to work in our favour? So I think until the end of the competition, it's a constant work in progress. They set the problems. Final problems are always the first ones to be set, and then they work backwards from there. So they'll be using each round as a way of gauging how the competitors are climbing and whether they need to make any amendments moving through the competition.
Well, I know that Jackie is a very big fan of tailoring the competition as he works through as well. You know, you're saying there that the finals are one of the first ones to be set, and they work back towards the qualies and the semis stages. But we often, when we are asking the route setters what the finals are going to be, when we're interviewing them for you guys back at home, they often don't know because they switch the blocks around and the order depending on how people are doing during the competition. For yourself, have you done any setting back at home? Have you got involved in anything like that at local gyms and things?
Yeah, from time to time. It's not really my interest at the moment. I'm still competing, so I'm really enjoying testing myself on climbs, but I have a real admiration for the route setters. It is the hardest job, I think, you know, to get a set of blocks that separates all the guys in a creative way that's fair. So it's very easy to set a load of jumps, for example, which people will fail on, but doesn't necessarily give the best type of competition for the competitors and the spectators. So you can see Sean on the right, he's got a really different approach to Andrews earlier, and Sabi straight up on female one. Great effort.
No issue at all here for Sabi Bakker. You can see that she was really sucker padding that sponge off. Up the either side, moved the way up, very, very secure hand positions up to this very wide pinch, vertical pinch here, and one hand already on the finishing hold.
Excellent effort from her.
Very, very nice.
It's a very British set boulders this. We've got 3 British route setters, so it's quite technical. Sabi obviously spent a lot of time in the UK, she studied there at university, so she's familiar with that type of setting. She's had numerous competitions in that environment, so that really playing to her strength. But great effort from her executing, while Sean's having a few issues on this first boulder.
Talk to us a little bit about the change in beta that we've seen now that Sean's come out compared to Andrzej a minute ago. What is he doing differently here? I know he's staying low and he was trying to traverse around the left-hand side. Is this really a case of just popping straight up for the big hold?
Exactly. Yeah, so just like he's done there, one hand, perfect tension across the side of his body, and yeah, just misread it first time, a little bit taking the wrong option, but you can see here that's the trouble with mantles. It's very hard sometimes to press them out.
Smearing here, not using the foothold that's provided like we saw from Andrzej.
He needs to get,
he's got to get his feet up here.
He's got to turn around, get all the weight onto his left palm as opposed to his right. But knowing Sean, he'll probably find a way to sort it out. So he can get his right foot. Yeah, he's really needs to go up with his other hand. Showing great route fitness, obviously climbing really well in China last weekend, getting a second place in both competitions.
Lead out in Boulder at high just recently. He also competed in the speed there as well. He's clearly gearing up for the World Championships and the overall, which he was the winner of back at Bercy 2012.
There you go, Sean. Press it out. Needs to get that foot on.
There we are. The foot up onto the hold now. Changing his mind again.
I think this is
54 left on the clock. Sean trying to figure out what he's got to do here to get up.
Yeah, it's great to see. Obviously, you don't like to see people fail, but it shows how well Andrzej climbed the first boulder. It just came out, read it perfectly, managed to press it out. It could be a size thing. It'd be interesting to see all the other competitors coming out. Sean's obviously one of the smaller guys, whether it's a lever issue, he can't quite get in the right position. But
that's interesting because Andrzej's taller than Sean. I would have expected it to have been slightly simpler for the shorter climbers with the, talking about long levers and the legs, and for him to be able to get that foot up onto the top of this volume that he's holding with his hands a few moments ago. But Andrzej, who's taller, just finding an easier way up there.
Yeah, it's always difficult. Mantors, sometimes you just find the right position for your hand, and you can almost take three limbs off when you've got the right weight underneath you. But yeah, Sean not quite finding the right position. The heat, and obviously as we go through the competition, we're going to have more and more guys coming out. Be interested to see how the holds fare up. Really greasy. Andrzej obviously having a slightly different approach. He went with a 1-2 with the hands to this next hold, whereas Sean going for the one-handed dyno.
Do you think Sean should be trying to get the right hand up there as well instead of just swinging out with the left? That seems to be bringing him away from the wall with that movement.
I mean, Andrzej went through with his right hand where Sean's going with his left, and then went up again. So it seems to be working, but definitely a harder method.
He's stuck it this time. He's got 14 seconds left on the clock. It's going to have to be a very, very quick mantle if he does. He's got to get that foot up.
Exactly.
It looks like now it's on the hold. Just out of shot here at the moment, but that right foot was on the hold. But down here from Sean, and he was low to qualifying, as you can see. He's one of the first out here today from yesterday as well. Obviously, Hayang was one of the most impressive things I've seen in terms of resilience and just the pure endurance of him as an athlete, being a competitor in all three disciplines there. But maybe he's paying for it now this weekend, and maybe a little bit more time.
Possibly.
End of the year, you're going to get that lethargy setting into your joints. A couple of shout outs to some people saying hello. Hi to John Bergman, who's joining us here as well. Heidi Goodwin and Brendan Graham watching live for the first time from Lucan in Ireland. Nice to have you with us, guys. We're going to take you over now into a quad screen here. Names now running along the bottom. We can see we've got Michaela Tracy and Gabrielle Moroni out here on F1 and M1, which we've just been seeing a few moments ago. Andrzej and then Sean on M1. Now with Gabrielle Moroni. Definite contender for a possible position in finals. Gabrielle's been very, very strong this year. Michaela Tracy dealing with this British style, as John was talking about earlier, in the top left-hand corner of your screen at the moment. Doesn't seem to have too much of a difficulty at the moment. It's got that left foot up onto the SpongeBob volume now. A couple of minutes away from the top here for Michaela.
Great
and better start here for Natalie Barshi as well, up on F2. This crazy set of pyramid volumes. Michaela shaking her head, but very impressive run through her first problem there. Gabrielle down on the ground again. And Andrzej, no flash this time, over on M2. Talk us through M2 for a moment, John. Take us over onto this one.
Yeah, slopey hell, I think is probably the way to phrase it. Really difficult sequence here. You've got very, very slopey dish type holds, so you can see there in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, pulling on off these big yellow volumes. And basically, I think you just need to get a good opposition working here, so trying to clamp between the two slopey edges.
You're going to get, so it's basically a compression block, essentially.
Yes.
With slopers.
Yes.
Just to add a bit more fun.
But over on the left, Natalie picking away through those triangular volumes as well.
up onto the bonus there on that one. In terms of the green volume, you can see just being brushed below that one at the moment. She's got to get her foot up onto that, I'm assuming, to get towards the top. But hand positioning of that kind of strange, you know, it reminds me of the umbrella symbol from Resident Evil, if you ever played that when you were a kid. It's that sort of, I don't know, or like a nuclear war symbol. Where are your hands best positioned on that for the bonus on F2 now?
Yeah, so again, you've got to sort of pinch these triangular volumes and find the right body position. And I imagine from grabbing the bonus, you're going to be popping up to the last green volume with the small screw on, because it's got a good grip that you can hold on to. And then from there, put your foot where her right hand is and take it to the top. Gabriel on M1 got his feet up, but I think, like Andrzej, had it the other way around.
Yeah. It is actually tapered as well, the edge of that volume is standing on. A little bit more of a risky approach to this one. And yeah, just a little bit...
Gabri just checking with the judge.
Yeah, it seemed like as soon as he put his hand up, he started to lean away from that.
50-50 there, but the judge has given it. And
yeah, it is tapered, that volume there. The wider edge is on the right-hand side.
Natalie back up on female 2. Just needs to make a little pop up to this green hold. A little bit more confidence.
About that bonus collection of volumes there. It's more a matter of getting past it as quick as possible, do you think? Yeah. And it looks like there's a little piggyback hold on top of that green volume as well. Is that going up with the right and then getting a pinch on that?
I think so. That's the way I read it. And then rolling over to the final blue volume with your left hand. So the trouble with these problems is you can have plenty of goes, and again I think the key is really taking a few less goes, keep your hands in good condition. Andrzej though, over on M2, figuring it out, just slipping off. I think if he sticks that last hold he was going for there, should be a relatively simple pop up to the final hold.
So foot onto the volume that's being brushed at the moment, and
yeah,
with the right, and then just a quick up to the undercling at the top. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Possibly take it as a pinch as well. I think you're going to be going with a lot of.
There's a lip there as well.
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
So you'll be going with a lot of momentum. Really good effort from him, squeezing those white holds.
Nope, and he's calling it there by the look of things with 4 seconds left on the clock. We'll see how Sean is about to get on with M2 in a moment. He knows he's got to really push with this now after not managing to get M1. If he wants to stand a chance of staying in this competition, the last Boulder Cup of the year. Shout out to Boulder Brighton, who's joining us, giving us a big up. A shout out to Marie Taylor, Heather Quinn and Brendan Graham, who's still with us here, asking whether the SpongeBob volume was inspired by the Japanese female chalk climber bag.
I don't think so. It's
you should know this, John.
It's one we've used before over in England in the British Championship. So it's one of the little delights the route setters have brought over from the UK. It's always good to have new holds on the tour that people haven't used before, haven't seen before. Adds another dimension to the competition. So we've got our first French competitor out today on M1. Let's see what he makes of this.
Mika did fantastically just recently at the national comps in France, ended up coming second to Tito Clerion, who we'll see a little bit later as well. Thomas will be out. 32 is the younger brother of the speed climber Bassamo, and yesterday his performance was very, very impressive here in the qualifications. And this sort of power block as well should be, I would imagine, more to Sean's liking on M2 at the moment. He's pretty high up then on that one. It's looking like the hold after the bonus is the one that's going to cause them the most problems, and that quick move over onto the right-hand side with the foot.
There's quite a big distance between the two right holds, so you're going from quite low and then you've got to go up really quickly. Obviously you need to try and hit that at a 90-degree lock with your arm so that there's no tension, or sorry, it's in tension, so there's no slack to pick up. Difficult move onto a really bad hold.
Well, Sabine Bakker is currently at the very top of the women's rankings at this stage with a flash earlier on and 2 bonuses in 2 attempts, so she's already made the bonus here. on the first attempt on F2, but she's still on the ground at the moment. Just like we saw a few moments ago, she's trying to figure out how to get through that penultimate hold and up to the top. She's in the top right-hand corner of your screen at the moment on F2.
Sean, I think with the right strategy today, taking his time, he had one really good go right at the start on his flash go, so he knows how to do the climb. Just take your time. And Miko, up onto the volume, needs to press it out now.
A lot of support from the crowd. He's just managed to get that right foot up onto the foothold below the volume. Let's see which way he's going to go here. Is he going to go up the left or up the right? He's switching here. Incredible flexibility.
Sean's up as well, staring down the barrel. Really good tension from him. Watch the foot.
Yeah. A bit scary there for a moment, the first hand went up from Sean, but there is a top there on M2. Mika really fighting on M1 for a bit more secure purchase. Crowd getting right behind him here.
Obviously a real partisan crowd here, but he's up. Could be on. Needs to press that leg out a little bit to get the match in.
He's starting to come away from the wall at town. He's using the left hand to try and drag himself on a little bit more. 1 minute 40 on the clock. He's got to get both hands up to that finish hold.
Yeah.
When he brings up the left hand, it's pulling his upper body away from the wall, which is meaning that he leans out his hips as well. I don't think that's going to be given.
No, definitely not.
I think he knows it as well. 1 minute 23 left on the clock for him to carry on there. Sabine still trying to figure out how to get past the bonus here.
I think she's seen the method. She's sort of lining up that next volume. Just
sort of
needs
crushing
to.
The bonus.
There you go. Yeah.
Right movement, just a little bit more oomph to it, I think.
Yeah, she was on the problem for a good few seconds there. So I think again, come down. She's got a sequence that works now. Just go for it and execute. Aya Ono on female one having a bit of a torrid time. We've seen this problem climb twice now, so we know it's possible. The key is getting your hand in the right position on the SpongeBob volume, wrapping it around the corner. And Mikhail back on. Just popping off.
33 seconds. He's got one final push attempt at this if he wants to move quick, but it's looking like he's running out of time here.
Sabine climbing really well on female 2. She's got probably this last go just to pop for the green volume. On the blue, that's it. Come on, Sabi. Little pop. Here we go. Oh, just missing.
Close, but no cigar.
Michaela Tracy coming back as well on this next rotation.
And we welcome back some new athletes as well. We've got Jorg Verhoeven over here on M1, the bottom right-hand corner of your screen now. See how he gets on with this, considering we were talking earlier about the levers and about the taller athletes, shorter athletes, who's going to get on better.
And then we're also opening up the third boulder as well. We've got Natalie and Andrzej. Men's 3, looking at that earlier, looks like a pretty basic problem. We've got some relatively good holds on a steep section of wall quite far apart, so I imagine most of the guys will be in their element.
F3 doesn't look too forgiving, really, does it?
No, obviously a bit of a sideways jump straight from the start to a relatively slopey hold.
And it's
again,
on
the key is going to
as well, so it's
yeah.
There isn't really much positivity to cling to there.
You're going to have to wrap it again. Seems to be a common theme through these problems. And Law on female 1 climbing really well, straight up onto the bonus hold. Foot up, looking very, very strong. And there she is, fantastic.
Off the pitch, very confident, moving up towards the top, and there it is for her.
Yeah,
fantastic first block for Anne Chevrier.
No hesitation from her.
So talk us through M3 for us now then, John. We've got this opening up with Andrzej on it at the moment.
Yep, so pulling on M3, you've got 2 relatively positive holds with a couple of awkward foot positions. So the key is going to be pulling on, readjusting your feet, and then moving up onto the blue volume. From there, swing the feet out, come into the undercut, and then finish up on the jug. Gabrielle on M2, making short work of this. Again, just slipping off. Sean had a really good method for that. Switched his feet over and almost changed the direction he was facing. Seemed to work very successfully, took the momentum out of the move. Be interesting to see if Gabri can figure that out. On the top left-hand corner of your screen, Michaela Tracy from the UK in our first semi-final. She was very, very excited this morning. She's come out straight away and flashed the first boulder, so good start from her, and now needs to focus up on F2. Andershay stood up. Gabri looking super strong and just not finding the right bit on that right hand volume. Gesticulating to the brushes to be a bit more proactive.
Just to let you know, guys, know as well, I've just had a chat to the crew that we've got here as well. We're going to be pulling out there. You can see the bottom left-hand corner as the cameraman has now figured it out. There it is. It's M3 for you now. So apologies for that one, but we should have eyes on both of these now. And is it just having a bit of a clean here, as John was taking us through M3 a little moment ago. And getting ready to make another attempt. 1 minute 30 left on the clock here.
And Natalie's just chucked the jump on F3. This next hold that she's rolling to is very, very small slot, really difficult. So she's got to roll with the right hand. Tiny crimp that she's going to be getting, and then straight away needs to get the feet up onto the big pink volume that she's holding. Just powering out. Michaela having a difficult time on this start of F2. Excellent from her, using the toe hook to keep herself on. She can just flick up to this next volume. She'll have a really good chance of finishing the boulder.
Michaela here, trying to figure out the bonus. Yeah, F3, as I said a moment ago, it's very unforgiving. Even when you've made that jump and you feel like you're marginally secure, there's hardly anything to go with on footholds. There's a tiny, tiny little green crimp there underneath that they could use for a bit more purchase with the right foot, maybe pushing up towards the bonus. But it is on an awkward incline, all of this one, on one flat wall as well. So, and those holes are all leaning down, none of them have a positive edge, including the top.
Michaela, very frustrated, but Andershay here, he's got a few seconds left, needs to go for it. Oh.
Just a little bit short with the pinch and the pop.
So double new entry, Jeremy Bondo and Melanie Sando for France.
So a lot of support now about to emerge for our French athletes here. We've also got Mika back as well, so expect to hear it getting a bit loud over the next few minutes. Melanie Sando's our current Boulder World Champion. She's got to defend that title, or at least try to, when we go to Munich in a few weeks' time. Sean now out on M3, and we've got Sabine out on F3 as well. Anders is currently at the top of the men's with 1 top in 1 attempt, 3 bonuses in 11. Sean in second place at the moment with 1 top in 1, 2 bonuses in 5.
Aya Ona, 1 female 2 again, having a bit of a tough time starting this problem. Really interesting body position. Sabine Bakker figured out the jump, but not quite sticking it, and Sean McCall taking his time. This will be his first attempt on this boulder. Looking super strong. Really physical there in that groove.
You can see the tension he's having to keep though to get up to that one.
Jeremy Bondo on M1, getting stood up very nicely. Needs to get the feet right. And see him there searching for that right foothold on the big blue volume. Swapping his feet round.
It's interesting because we've seen a lot of success from people that are going exactly what he's doing now. They're using the foothold underneath the mantle on the right, and then instead of going up with the left, which is what it kind of seems like it's feeling they should do, it's right foot onto the hold underneath and then right foot up again. that's getting them up into this bit of a better position and allowing them to keep the centre of their weight over the top of the heel and then get onto this top.
Exactly. Great effort from him. Crimping on the back of the big blue volume. Really good. Crimping on the back of that blue volume just to keep himself on. Fantastic effort. And Sean McCall, very, very wide on these holds. Great tension from him through here. Through into a pretty positive crimp now. Needs to stay tight for this. It's not a great finishing hold, facing the wrong way. So he's got to go slow. There it is.
What Anderje didn't do, he's managed to get that right foot up onto the edge of the volume. It's given him that little bit of counteractive tension that's allowed him to pull onto the wall a bit more and send up the right with confidence.
Exactly. After a difficult start, Sean has come out and he's top 2 and 3 now, so he's put himself in with a chance. Problem 4 does look probably like the hardest for the guys. You'll certainly need that to
stand to go on that at all.
No. Coming out early will be a benefit, I'm sure.
Yeah, because they're going to get tacky under the lights. We'll take you over onto M4 in a moment when we get onto it, not long now. At the moment we're still with just Sabine, Ayanoe and Melanie Santos. We've also got Mika here on M2.
Oh, and Ono figuring out the flick on female 2. Just needs to keep it together. Oh, firing off there. First competitor to hit and stick that green penultimate hold. Sabine back up, straight up. Interestingly going left hand
up
first.
With the heel here as well.
A difficult match now. This is a really, really small slot hold. Great effort. It's a very, very small crib. Climbing, just firing off.
Fantastic effort.
She climbed very well yesterday, topping all 5 of her boulders. In fact, in that female group you had to top all 5 boulders to qualify, which doesn't happen that often, so she's got a few minutes left. I think she knows she's confident in that sequence, so she'll have one more go. Aya Ono.
Aya up to that penultimate now as well, over onto the top hold with the left, and there it is, securing the top on F2. Aya 9.
Giving herself again a good chance in the comp.
Sabine's really got that jump down now, that dyno, the little pop up onto there. She knows where the slot hold is as well, heel hook up here. Trying to figure out the best way of matching on this bonus hold before moving up to the left. She's definitely got the first part of the beater down. She knows where she went wrong before, but trying to bypass the penultimate hold there. Risky move.
Very, very small hold, so I could understand what she was thinking, but very hard to execute that. It's a long way to go to that green jug. The rotations are coming thick and thin now. 5 minutes seems to be getting shorter these days.
Now you're just getting old, John.
Possibly. I think there's
Dave Barons on M1.
Dave, aka Jason Bourne. Have you ever noticed how much he looks like Jason Bourne?
I haven't, and I'm still struggling.
I'm telling you, Jason Bourne. He's a combination of Jason Bourne and Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren, I can see, like a mini-me for Dolph Lundgren.
Either way, he's a total unit. I'm sure he's going to crush this. So. And Andrzej and Natalie on the final boulder of this semi-final. First competitors to try the 4th climb. So. Said a second though that M4 looks like the hardest one, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on.
It's Caroline Sinhuber of Austria over on F1 now, but let's stick with M4 and F4 and have a chat through these ones. You see F4 in the top right, you see M4 in the bottom left of your screen at the moment. Andrzej is looking good here at the moment. Very, very close to a top. That was very impressive from him. Now you were saying you think this one's going to be one of the rougher ones for the male athletes, and that it's going to get worse as we go through. So,
well, when I first viewed the problems, those holds looked like the worst ones on the set. Obviously M2 and M4, but he seemed to make short work of that. Did look a long way for that final move onto a very, very slopey hold. Gabri here looking very, very strong.
See, now he wanted to get that foot up. He found the same sort of beater as Sean. He wanted to get the right foot up to allow him to pop up to the top with a little bit more security. Dave has been switching from left leg to right leg, trying to figure out which one he wants to use.
As long as he figures it out, we're okay. Needs to get his foot up. Unlucky Dave. Next time. Andrzej back on. And Michaela Tracy crimping hard.
That move off the bonus is deadly.
Yeah, very, very hard.
Andrzej on M4. Very, very nice. And a bow to the crowd.
So he's got 2 tops, 4 bonuses. Leading the pack, I think. Oh no, Sean has done 2 quicker, so. But still, a great performance from him. First competitor out.
He's consistently a very good semi-finalist, Anders. I think it's only a matter of time before we start seeing him slip into the finals.
Yeah, same with York. York had a fantastic season last year. Pretty much a dead cert for most semi-finals this year.
Well, he's medalled this year as well, a bronze medal at the very start of the year in Chongqing.
Gabri topping out M3, choosing to go a bit more dynamically, but getting it done nonetheless. Dave Barons back up onto the volume here. Just needs to get the right body position.
Yeah, he keeps wanting to go left here. 1 minute 45 left on the clock. Michaela trying something very interesting here. Incredible finger tension there on the bonus.
Anlor, hands on the hips on female 2. Very, very tricky. We saw Aya Ono obviously topping out on that boulder, so we know it goes. It's just about finding the right sequence. But a lot of holds, a lot of options, and again, that's what makes these climbs difficult. When they tend to be a bit more basic, they get done probably more. But on these more complicated problems,
that was a very vague statement. When they're more basic, they get done more.
Yeah, I was trying to think of some adjectives.
I'm disappointed in the face with you right now.
York's up. We should get back.
No, this is interesting. He has gone for that pitch you were talking about.
We'll see if we can get in the face trending again. We're trending on Twitter with in the face.
Dave seems to have lost a bit of momentum here. 34 seconds left of the clock. He's tried about, to his credit, he has tried about 4 or 5 different beaters on this one. Michaela looking good.
Great effort from Michaela.
Very nice finish there from Michaela Tracy. Looking very strong at the moment. She should be proud of that. Yeah, to Dave's credit, I think it's quite hard for the athletes. It must be hard when you're coming out and you're under pressure with those 5 minutes. You've only got 5 minutes. You know you've got to get around it. To not fall into just doing the same thing again and again and blaming yourself for just not being able to be strong enough to move on to that next hole. It's nice to see people that are able to change what they're doing and try different things. Yeah, it takes confidence.
That's the problem with competitions, really. It's a stick or twist. You know, are you reading it right and you're just not executing it or not strong enough, or do you need to mix it up and try something different? And that's really what makes these competitions hard. You've got to be really confident in your own abilities and know your level and know where you're at in the pack. If you're one of the strongest guys and you can't do a move, well, maybe you're just not reading it right. But if you're towards the lower end where you maybe don't feel like you're the strongest, you don't feel like you can read the problems, there's not much to go on. So that's what makes it really difficult.
We saw it from Sean earlier on M1, just came out with a completely different beater and struggled all the way through it. Andrzej had come out moments before and flashed it.
Yep, that's it. Mikael here on M3, trying to stand it up from the start. Sean McCall really needs to get a flash here to stand a good chance, I think. Having fallen on the first one, which a lot of people seem to be doing, he's come out and done the next 2.
It's good positioning from him though at the moment.
Yeah, and again, holding these slopey volumes like they're nothing.
Sending out that left leg.
Keep cool.
And a quick pop.
Excellent.
Manages to hold it as well.
Great
Very
one from
impressive.
Sean.
Very, very nice effort there from Sean. Sabine looking good here as well. One move away from the top. Oh, just a bit too much swing out there.
Aya Ono sticking the jump on F3. We just saw Michaela Tracy do it, so let's see what happens. Slipping off.
Kevin Heiniger here on M1, actually managing to get the left foot up pretty high here, up onto the toe with the right. Very impressive flexibility, and
Jeremy Bonder there sticking that sloper very, very well. Final move. Good effort from him.
Looking strong today. I think we could have a challenger here for positioning the final. It's not unusual for Jeremy to make finals. He's here on home turf, so he's got a lot of support from the crowd.
Sean McCall leading the way at the moment, out with 3. Gabrielle and André with 2 apiece. Having seen these early competitors out, you'd say in the men's you're probably going to need at least 3, I would say. Possibly 4.
Plenty more still to come.
In the women's, we've seen all the problems attempted, and at the moment Michaela Tracy leading with 2 tops.
7 attempts, 3 bonuses in 9 at the moment from Michaela. Sabine's got all 4 bonuses, but we've still got Michaela to come out onto F4. We'll see how she gets on in a moment. Sabine's come so close to a top on F4 here.
She's been climbing really well in this competition.
2 minutes left. We could potentially see this here. She knows what she's got to do.
Brilliant tension there. Very, very slopey holds again. A lot of moves here. Big traverse and then slopey holds. Really friction dependent.
Which do you most want to climb?
Which problem?
You can choose one out of F and M, women's or men's. Which looks the most fun to you today?
Well, I quite like a mantle. I think it's a skill that doesn't get tested enough. So I like the look of M1. I also think F3 looks like a really good boulder problem. Melanie Sandoz though on F2, about to top out. Good effort from her.
There it is.
Went a totally different way to the other competitors, choosing to undercut the lower green volume and go again with a left hand to the green. Using her height to his advantage.
Aya's come close a couple of times here on F3 as well. Going for another attempt.
The dead points on that slot, that crimp that she's holding is very, very small. So
a nice way to do it though. She's bypassed matching there, and there you are. Very nice being able to keep the foot on the.
So she's got 2 tops now.
She's looking good today as well. She did have that bit of a twinge in her shoulder. That's where you can see the strapping there with her. Mika, he's got to get that foot up. This is a big move. That's very much what we saw from André when he tried to do the same thing towards the end of his time. He's got 20 seconds left on the clock. It's looking doubtful unless he's going to get up and go at it again now.
Sabine battling away but just falling off. Kevin.
I've been impressed by Kevin's flexibility here actually. 2 or 3 times been able to get that foot
very tenacious. He's been on that for almost the entire of the 5 minutes.
But the thing is with that one, we're seeing again and again that it's definitely a right foot thing. Keeping the body weight, you know, central underneath the finishing hold.
So we're almost halfway through the semi-final. In terms of the competitors coming out.
Michaela right here again on F4, and this is to put her into a really good position for attempting to get into the final. 2 tops in 7 so far, 3 bonuses in 9. She's about to start off on F4 at the moment. Let's see how she gets on here. Very quick from Alba Levier onto M1 here.
Yeah, and Michaela
easy to dismantle.
Starting the traverse across here, obviously full of confidence after getting 2 tops so far. Should be fully aware in isolation of what everyone else has done, so good for her. Come on, Michaela.
Very
looking strong.
From Gabri as well here, Gabrielle Moroni of Italy. 1 move away from the top on M4. This is a big move, and he manages it. Very, very nice from Gabri there.
Michaela Tracy here. Come on, Michaela. 1 more top and you've got a really good chance of qualifying. Come on.
Matching on the penultimate hole. It's very impressive from Alban Levier as well. He's going up with the left. Unfortunate for Michaela there. Time to try again. Alban's going up with the left, but actually he's centralising his left over to the right-hand side. So he's getting that foot not only up, but pulling it further in so that he can stay below.
Yep, and Dave Barron's here, staring down this last hole. Come on, Dave. Yes, excellent work from him. Watch the foot. Yeah,
there it is.
It's up for Dave. Still in the mix. Michaela Tracy just falling off on staring down that last jug. So, female 3, the rollover seems to be the best way to do this problem.
Straight up with the right. Should be chuffed with that one. Yeah, going up with the right and not having to mess around with matching in that really, really narrow slot that's on the bonus hole.
Yeah. Yeah, and Caroline over on female 2. Getting stood up but not quite sticking that green volume. Great effort from her qualifying. Really strong Austrian contingent here this weekend, even without Kilian Verschuber and Jakob Schubert. Jörg Verhoeven on M3, battling away. Just trying to figure out the right foot position. There you go. Needs to stay tight now. Really intense on the bicep.
Suggests getting over to the right-hand side. Yeah, he's doing it a bit more now. He's got the left foot out.
And then laying it up.
He's going to pop for this, but look.
He's a good route climber, Jörg, so he's got plenty in the tank. Michaela's up again. Now if she can do this, she'll be in with a really good chance for the final.
And Alban as well, now going with the right foot over on M1. Good to see him changing it here. Should be able to roll a little bit over to the right-hand side. There it is, much more secure, safe, and there's a round of applause for Olivia. Michaela.
Just not sticking it, Michaela. I think possibly the best way to finish this final female problem is to roll over with the right hand to the final hold. Michaela there trying to go all the way around the long way, and whilst that might be the better part of the hold, it's a further distance with your legs all the way over to the right. There's a huge pendulum effect, so if she can just roll over with the right, sort of take a shortcut to the final hold, that might be the way. But
stay on the right hand side of the top hold as well.
Exactly, yeah. So we'll see how she does on the last attempt. She's had 2 really big burns, so she might be tired, but
43 seconds is more than enough to get her up towards one last attempt, as it is with Jörg Verhoeven as well. Wait to see how they're going to get on here. Just a couple of shout-outs, some people joining us. Hello to Moika, who's back again, and also to Highball Norwich, who has the IFSC Laval semi-finals up on the big screen there. So hello to everybody that's watching.
Jörg Verhoeven just not finding the right positioning.
I believe we're about to say hello to Monica Recci. German team so strong this year. Eula's had a bit of a mixed year, really, hasn't she? She started off extremely strong. We saw her looking very, very much like she was going to be pushing for the top of the World Cup rankings with that first medal position in Chongqing, and then Innsbruck we saw a bit of a reversal after last year's double German gold, and then it seems that Jan's just excelled and Eula's been sort of trying to find her own place.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Eula's definitely still out there in the front pack with Akio and
very much.
But yeah, results not going her way.
But at the start of the year, it seemed like she was going to be the one that was challenging, you know, Anna and Akio for
sure.
top of the podium, like a double German push.
Tom Farrell here from Australia.
Very interesting to see.
Straight up,
bypassing the mantle entirely.
Jeremy Bonder on M3, climbing very, very strong. Excellent work from him.
Yeah, he's looking so strong today.
That was excellent. So very, very strong. It's almost like he's climbed in before. Very, very strong through there. Melanie Sandoz eyeing up the jump here on female 3. We've seen this go quite a few times now, so she's definitely going to have to do it.
Oh, Mika so close to a top there. It looked like he was going to hold that. It looked like he overshot that pop more than anything else.
Tom Farrell on N1 taking a second. Quite a physical first climb. Real body.
That push-up through the mantle looks quite tricky.
Full body workout on the mantle, so I think he's right just to take a few minutes. He got straight up to the final move, so he knows that he didn't quite find the right position, so let's think about how we can do it.
Well, Boulder is now with 3 tops in 5 and he's in 2nd place on the men's underneath Sean McCall, but he's still got a climb yet to come. He's got M4 still to do. Boulder's looking like he could see himself through to the finals here quite easily. Even at this early stage.
Yeah, earlier on our predictions saying that we thought you'd need at least 3. Well, in the men's, possibly 4. If Jeremy can do this final boulder, we've seen it done quite a few times now, so potentially with the stronger guys coming out, we'll see a 4 boulder requirement for the semi-final. So far so good though. I think everyone will agree with me that seeing boulders get done is what we want to see. Still getting a lot of falls and a lot of people not topping out, but it's good to see the problems go, so the route setters will obviously be feeling a bit more happy about that.
I think it's only F4 at the moment that we haven't seen a top one.
No, M4 we've seen done, or F4.
No, F4.
Sorry, F4. Yes.
Every other block we've seen so far. We're roughly halfway through the athletes. We're getting into our top 10 now. Yeah, it's nice to see them being doable, but at the same time still causing people difficulties, still racking up those attempts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really nice set of blocks for a semi-final roundup.
Yeah, and I think the walls themselves, obviously quite simple. We've got 2 identical sets of boulders, but still the routes being completely different, which is good to see. Tom Farrell getting stood up again, not finding the right position, getting very frustrated now.
Got to get that right foot up.
Kevin Heiniger squeezing those white volumes. Oh, just missing.
That's what I meant about M1 being counterintuitive, because you go with the right foot onto that volume, the hole just below the volume, and then it kind of feels like it's what everyone's doing as well. They want to go with the left, then it's right up, then the left up a little bit higher, but it's designed so that you're going to have to get that right up once and then up again.
Yeah, you can see Tom Farrell moving that boulder
again, trying to go with the left. As soon as you bring that left foot up, it's just bringing you away from the wall.
Yeah. Real body position. So Monica Recci having a bit of a bad time on the first boulder.
As is Farrell here, who's leaving it now, 5 seconds on the clock. Big shame for Mika as well. After coming so close, after having both hands on that top, not quite managing it. Support from the crowd, a round of applause as Mika heads back.
Dave Barron's back out on M3, off the back of a top on M2.
Katy Sarvine here on F1.
We've got Catalina Salvine starting our competition, eyeing up the SpongeBob SquarePants volume.
And where is Stefan Julien?
We seem to be missing a competitor on M1, so I'm not sure what's happened there. We'll let you know when we find out. Jörg Verhoeven crushing these white volumes. Eyeing up the final hold. Oh, really good tension, really good finger tension. You can just see they're really frustrated though. Knows he's going to need more than that. 2 tops,
Albert Levier very close with that foot there to going over the black tape.
And again, 2 tops straight off the bat for him.
Yeah, and he had the other one in 2 attempts. 1 top in 2, 2 bonuses in 2 at the moment for Albert Levier. And now with that as well, that's again putting him up in a good position for an attempt at the finals.
Dave Barron's pulling on here, M3. Really, really awkward start to this problem. Trick seems to be swapping Lafitte on the red volume, so starting where the tape marks are, but then swapping feet so you get your centre of gravity more under the next hole. And Laura Chevrier, F4, and Marine Thevenet picking away through these volumes very well.
She's done very well this year, she's had a very good year.
Just missing that volume.
Dave just sort of staring at M3 here, trying to figure out what's to be done. 2 minutes 30. Would you say that M3 has a bit of a disadvantage to some of the shorter athletes? It's quite big, reachy, athletic moves on that one.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Sean McCall crush it, but he is obviously one of the strongest guys. But yeah, it's hard to say at the moment. Dave trying another method. That seems to be the way to go, standing up.
Sean seemed to make relatively short work of it, so...
Yeah. Sean and Dave very similar height and body shape. Hopefully Dave can sort this out now and finish it, because he's going to need it if he stands a chance to get in the final. Normally very strong on pinches, so I'd expect him to finish this.
We strangely have Gabri Moroni out on M1 again.
Possibly a technical incident
by the look of things.
Must have had some kind of appeal, potentially maybe a foot dab of some kind. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, as you say, Dan, just thinking about it, he did have that maybe dubious finish on the boulder previously. So he's going to have to hold this in control. That's what they're looking for.
This is interesting. He's almost standing on this. He's going up with the left. It's a tricky way of doing things.
Now he's been brought out with only the amount of time he had left at the end of the when he topped the problem first time. So getting later out.
Hold it there. I thought he was going to stand up completely then. See if he can do it that way.
He's absolutely devastated.
Very disappointing for him.
Dave Barron still fighting.
23 seconds left.
Come on, Dave.
Good position here. He's going to get that foot up now.
Yep, get your foot
up. That's it, Dave. Get right to the right. Nope.
Yep.
Unfortunately, losing a smear there. And that's cost it for him as well. We get another rotation now, and Jeremy Bonder out on M4. Keep your eyes peeled on this one, because this could be quite exciting now. We can see him very much leading the pack in a moment if he manages to do well on this one. And Laura Chevrier currently topping out the women's with 2 tops in 4, 2 bonuses in 4. Still got a couple of times to go as well.
Stéphane Julien on M1 now. Obviously one of the oldest competitors here, still climbing at such a high level. No longer on the tour full time, but still such a strong competitor.
Bonder here on first attempt, already up to the bonus. Looking very, very strong today. Big jump. Unbelievable, Jeremy Bonder. That's looking like we could be seeing him going through to the finals tonight. Very strong position for him to be in at this stage. Beautiful finishing on the floor.
And Stéphane Julien as well with a flash.
Perfect understanding of the block there from both of those athletes.
Monica Recci now on F2, on the top left-hand corner of your screen.
Eula out as well. Tom Farrell back out on M2. Kevin Heiniger on M3.
So in the second half of the competition now, coming into the real strongest athletes from yesterday. Kevin Heiniger there, getting a top. Great effort from him. Tom Farrell starting up M2. Not quite found the right position on these white volumes. Just slipping off going through. Julianne Verm, top left-hand corner, just finishing off this boulder. Needs to get it a bit better than that. It's not a fantastic finishing hold. There you go. Watch the barn door. Good work from her. Starting off well. She's going to need at least 3 tops, we estimate, to make it through. We've still not seen a top on F4. Definitely the hardest one in the girls' competition today. Jeremy Bonder absolutely dominating all 4 of these boulders this morning. Melanie Sando now lining up for another go. Not too many competitors now. We've seen lots of tops in this rotation. Just Tom Farrell, Melanie and Monica Recci left.
2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Very, very slopey problem there. You can see Mel just fully stretched out. Not quite sticking the volumes. As we progress through the competition, conditions are going to get a bit worse. The light's really, really hot out there. Competing yesterday was obviously a fraction of the crowd that's here today. So all that extra heat will be taking its toll on the holds. Monica Recci there, just on F2 coming off. The heat really taking its toll. Just taking it easy on the skin, keeping conditions as good as they can. Monica Recci pulling back on now. She's found a good system to get through this initial section, keeping the tension. Last time just falling off, getting this final green volume. This is the way we saw Melanie doing it, wrapping the right hand and going up again with the left to the green volume. She looks like she may need her feet a bit higher to do it. A lot of momentum there.
Farrell still fighting here on M2.
Melanie sticking this tricky volume, securing the bonus. Needs to keep cool now. Time's running out. Final problem of the day for her.
13 seconds left on the clock. Farrell's going to get the day over on M2.
7 seconds left though. She's got to be quick.
Not enough things. You think her feet, should she have been bringing her feet around to the right hand side then instead of keeping them lower and on the left? Kind of make that extension look a little bit more awkward than if she'd relied on the right foot and maybe sent the left leg down. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she needs to keep her left foot out, I think, to keep a bit of weight over there, because that's the final move when she goes out left. But
where are the feet on F4 do you think they should be for
right foot on the orange crim, that's down right just on the edge of the red painted area, and left foot on the very chalky volume to transfer out left.
To go for the top as well, you think?
Yeah. Dave Barron starting off M4 really strong. He's got 1 top to his name so far. In his element on these pinches. Dave's so strong, fresh off the back of British Championship victory last weekend. Let's see if he can finish this off and get himself a top 10 position. Here we go. Yes, good work from Dave. He'll be disappointed with the third climb. He knows he could have done it, but still 2 tops. Great turn from Dave. Struggling with the back from last night, but we've got Tito Calliron from France starting his competition up on M1. He's one of the tallest in the competition, so
national winner just recently as well.
Mademoiselle Berit Schweger from Austria, problem number 1.
Tito really struggling to get out from underneath this volume. Potentially more limbs in the way. So we can still see with the results, Jeremy Bonder leading out with 4. And in the women's, Anne-Laure Chevrier with 2 tops in 4, still out in front. Michaela Tracy, her first semi-final. Great effort from her, topping 2 boulders. Came very, very close to doing the last one as well. Probably the closest female competitor yet. We've had 13 girls out now, so we're coming into the second half. So hopefully we'll get to see that problem done pretty soon.
Bonder very, very good from his climb earlier, though. All 4 tops, looking very strong and set for a place in the finals here. Katja Salvine trying to get up towards the bonus hold on F2. A lot of support at the moment for Marie Devenet, sorry, on F3. Very nicely managed. Tito going with the left, regretting it.
Marine Fevenet, they're getting a top on F3. Keeps her fully in the mix, that's 2 tops. Will put her up probably into second place at the moment, with 1 boulder to go. Catalina Salvine, F2, again trying to pick her way through.
1 minute 15 seconds left on the clock.
Got a good sequence, really using those toe hooks to her advantage, and just not quite getting the timing right for the flick.
It just seems like she kind of over-popped that then.
Yeah, it's very awkward to get the arm out round and then sort of secure the final hold.
Too direct.
Yeah. Tito sticking the jump. Now onto the mantle.
It's looking like he's considering going with the right here.
Really needs to get his right foot up. We've seen the...
No, he's going left and trying to go more central with it. That could work potentially.
Yep,
there we
good
go.
Work.
We've seen it done with the left foot now as well. Kept it nice and central, kept the weight where he wanted it to be. Very nice finish there from Tito. Different beater. 20 seconds left on the clock here. Katja very nearly sticking that penultimate hold in that pond.
Here we go. Yes! Great effort on the buzzer.
Left to go there.
3 tops from him so far. Again, if he can top the final one, stand a great chance of joining potentially Jeremy Bonder in the final. But you know, to get 2 guys topping out 4 boulders this far in, you'd expect some of the stronger guys to be doing 4 as well. So early days to say who's going to be in the final, I reckon.
There's only about 7 left to come as well. We take 6 from each if you are new to the sport. 6 men, 6 women through to the finals. It is the most amount of tops in the least amount of attempts. Each gender here faced with 4 problems. And they're hoping to top all of them.
So Petra Klinger out on problem 1, absolutely mauling this SpongeBob volume, just slipping off going to the bonus.
I'm enjoying a little response here from Tim Hatch. It looks like you pulled another funny one, John. I think Tito has the same number of limbs as everyone else on problem 1.
He does, but his limbs are longer.
People forget his mysterious 5th limb.
Steph Julien, second top for him. We're seeing a lot of French guys doing all these problems. Great to see them putting in a good turn. Obviously in front of this home crowd.
We've seen a very, very strong show from them actually at the moment.
2 flashes from Steph Julien, the oldest competitor here.
I'm unsure what's going on with Gabriel Moroni's scores at the moment. At the present moment in time, he's in 3rd place with 3 tops in 6. But one of the tops that's shown that he does have is M1, which we know already he's come out and had to reclimb. So I'm thinking that might now drop his score. I think we'll wait for an update on that one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm sure with the appeal, Gabriel might make a counter appeal, given that the judge at the time gave it to him.
He definitely nodded. We saw the judge nod.
We saw him turn and get that acknowledgement. So we'll see
Petra Klinger over on SpongeBob. Top left-hand corner of your screen at the moment.
Kevin Heiniger on his final Boulder M4. 1 top to his name.
Non, par contre, vous pouvez lever les bras en l'air si vous êtes heureux, hein, parce que c'est la chanson que je demande. Allez, tous les gens heureux, s'il vous plaît, levez les bras pour voir.
And Lord Chevrier in 1st place at the moment, 2 tops in 4 attempts, 2 bonuses in 4. At the present moment in time to make finals, you just basically need a flash and 3 bonuses. Currently is Mino Nanaka's score.
Kevin Heiniger there with a really interesting sequence, swapping, trying to get in the best positions on the hold.
I was about to say the same thing for Euler over on F2.
Okay.
Very interesting approach.
Just falling off the top there, Kevin. Great effort from him. Monica Recchi lining up this tiny crimp. Very, very small hold. Just going to crimp that now, sort the feet out, and probably try and match, which seems to be getting done both ways, 50-50. Always nice, I think, when there's more than one way to do the problems. Makes it a lot more interesting.
Monica Recchi not very happy with the performance on F3 at all there. She's still got a minute though. Enough time for a couple more attempts. We'd expect Euler to make a big push here on F2. She's been up around the bonus before. Same problem we've seen from a lot of the female athletes on F2. It's just how to get to that penultimate hold. She's been higher than she was just a moment ago already. Heiniger's got a crazy beater going on here on M4.
Yeah, he's really trying to stay on the better handholds, but
really fighting.
Might be just tiring him out for that final move. Good turn from him though.
Euler, same position again here.
Petra still battling on F1. Here we go.
No top there for Euler Verb on F2 by the look of things. You'd expect to see Petra muscling her way through F1 as well. It's the kind of thing that would suit her style. She's a very high power climber, but no success there. Either on F1. And now we welcome Jan Hoyer out on M1. Yep. See how a tall athlete with long limbs is going to get on with this one. I think he's just going to muscle his way up. He's just going to punch holes in the wall to climb up.
Yeah, Jan obviously will be full of confidence now. He's secured the overall world title. for the World Cup 2014. So now it's about putting on a show. Either that, or he could come and join us in the crowd if he's
yeah, just put his feet up, chill out,
get an Orangina.
It's a prestige thing, I think.
It's like he wants to do well.
I know, I don't know what that's all about.
But he's absolutely mauling this boulder straight away.
Yeah, straight up with the right foot, knows exactly what he's doing, his head's unbelievable. I'm going to just stop watching and assume that he always has just dealt with everything. That's what I'm going to do, I think.
He's figured out how
less than a minute on F1.
Yeah.
Less than a minute.
He's figured out how to bring all the problems down to him instead of him having to climb them. Absolutely amazing. Obviously using his rotation, walking back to have a sneaky peek on the next ones. Fair play to you. And Marine Thevenet making good progress on this final women's four, which so far has not been topped. Very, very slopey. Super effort from her though, looking really strong. Just transferring a little bit too far with the feet there. Maybe needs to get one more move before Catalina Salvine crimping hard.
Very impressive from Tito, and not quite enough to get there. Tito is one of those climbers that always looks like he's about to fall. I never feel comfortable watching Tito. It's always shaky, but just squeezing it out to try and get that position. It's never an easy ride.
And that's 4 tops.
Very impressive for our French athletes here. Rama asking why you pronounce his name as Jan and not Jan. Because he's German. It's Jan Hoyer. Jan just sounds weird. And in England, I don't know about anyone else, but that's a woman's name.
It's true. So Tito, the only male competitor out, whereas on the girls' side, we've got 4 competitors out. All just taking the time. A lot of shaking of the arms, pretty pumped out there.
Sasson has spent a lot of time on the ground on this one. She hasn't been on the wall much at all, and it's 1 minute 50 left on the clock. Clearly very conscious of her attempts here. Here we go with one at the moment on F1. Katja figuring out where to go now. She was trying to do that quick bypass, going straight up with the right into that narrow pocket. Of course, your accuracy has to be very precise there to get that pocket. Tiny little slot hold bonus on F3.
Sasson just not figuring out a feat for that final move. Absolutely cruising it up to that point though. Very impressive on the volumes.
Donc elle n'a pas fait une seule finale, elle a le niveau de le faire, elle a déjà fait dans sa carrière un maximum. Allez, Marie Thevenet, lâchez pas, et Catalina.
Tito attempt. 55 seconds left on the clock.
Catalina Salvine absolutely nailing this jump every time, very impressive. Gone for the rollover this time, slightly more direct, but
big shake in that right arm. Can she hold it enough now?
Last move now.
Transfer some weight. Nope, not long enough, unfortunately. 33 seconds left. Sasson manages the top over on F1. It's looking like that minimalising her attempts thing is definitely helping her out. See, that's what I meant with just being tried a moment ago by Marie Thevenet on F4.
For the last move.
She'd got that foot up on the circular volley, but she was trying to send the left foot out to the right-hand side to roll up onto the top.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant the move to the penultimate hold. No, yeah, you're correct. That seems to be the logical way, but we've not seen it topped yet. Rustam is sporting a seriously new haircut there. That's bold. That's bold.
That's the first time I've seen this.
That is textbook mullet territory.
It's so mullet that there isn't any other hairs on it. It's just a mullet. He shaved the rest of his head.
I've got to say, I'm a little bit stuck for words. That's pretty special. It even looks shaved. Is it shaved?
I think it is, yeah.
Back to the climbing. Anyway, Julianne Boehm making really strong work of F3. She needs to top, really needs to top. Making short work of this. He's lost about a kilo in hair, so for someone of Rustam's weight, that's quite a lot.
He needs to chalk the bald patch and use it as an extra limb, like we saw earlier on.
Yeah.
The mysterious fifth limb. Can be anywhere at any time.
Tom Farrell on M4, last boulder of today. Fanny Gilbert.
Quick finish there for Fanny Gilbert. We're looking at a pretty dominant French final here. Rustam going up with the left foot here. See whether he shifts it over to the right or whether he's going to change tactics. No, down on the ground again.
Stéphane Julien, seriously big biceps. Probably big enough to rival Sam Whittaker of the climbing works. Just falling off short.
Est-ce que vous êtes là pour le plus bas, s'il vous plaît? Et Mister Farrell, bien sûr. Thomas Farrell, the guy from Australia.
So just to let you know who's on what at the moment, then we have Stéphane Julien on M3 at the moment. On M4 we have Thomas Farrell. On F4 Monica Recci. On F3 two people brushing. On F2 Petra Klingler. And on F1, present moment in time now that Fanny Gilbert has just finished up, nobody on that one either.
Stéphane Julien, super strong through here. Yep, lining up the last move now.
And there we are, foot up on the right. That's what we've seen, a little bit of a bicycle thing going on there on the bonus. Nice finish again there for him.
Great work from him. That was very impressive, very, very strong. Rustam. See if he changes his approach. Went with his left foot up last time, but yeah, going straight up with the right now. That seems to be the method with the most success today. Still relies on a bit of quad strength to push it up, but if he can get his left leg working a little bit, he's not going to have enough reach there. Really needs to get stood up a little bit more.
I'm glad you're here, John. I can't focus on the climb. I'm just literally staring at his head.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just zoned out for a minute then. Right, back in the game. Petra on F2, struggling with start here.
Here goes Rustam, crimping on the back of that volume.
We are actually seeing somebody stand up. That's very impressive.
Can he get out of it though? He's got to get two hands up. Very delicate.
Oh, that's impressive.
That's very nice.
Very impressive. Nice finish for Rustam. Yeah, Mona and Tom Farrell both had a tricky run today, haven't they?
Yeah.
Progressing quite well on a couple of blocks, but just having a tough time overall in the semis here. 46 seconds left for our remaining athletes.
Yeah, Tom obviously crushed the third boulder, flashing it, but the other three proving quite tricky.
Maybe
don't know if he's gone too quick. A little bit of time left, he'll probably have another go at this.
Slightly too excited, 23 seconds left, he's going to have to move fast if he wants to have another go at it.
Petra Klingler, just having a real horrible time on these first two.
It's strange to see her struggling as much as she is at the moment as well.
Such a strong competitor. Not used to maybe the technical climbing that our British route setters have put out today. Obviously Shaki got off as well. The man, the legend.
Jan's back out, but let's just ignore him because he's going to win anyway. So let's go over to Sassol on F2 and see how she gets on that one. We also now welcome back Cassie Sarbine on F4, her final climb. At the moment in time, Tito on M3 and over on M1. Dilu.
Nicky Delou, very, very dynamic climber, super good on jumps. I'm sure he'll make quick work of this. And Megan Mascarenas from the United States climbed fantastically well yesterday. Just looked like she'd been on the tour for a number of years. But obviously, I think only 16 is she? Potentially, I think 16. So very, very young, but climbed as though she's been on the tour for a number of years. Great effort from her yesterday. Jan mauling away on these volumes.
Yeah, 60 years old, Megan Mascarenas.
Absolutely crushed that, Jan.
Well, over in Hayag recently, and also made the finals in Vail, if you remember. Oh look, Jan's winning again.
Yep, very impressive.
This has just been his year.
Yep, had a look at that on the way out. Yeah, I'll do that one as well.
I'll do that in a bit.
Yeah. I think it's getting to the point now where the judges just look at him and say, yeah, you can probably flash that. Just lay down, don't put your boots on.
They lower the boulders to him.
Yeah, it's like
he doesn't have to go up, they bring the boulders down.
He's climbing's version of Chuck Norris. Yeah. Salsa. Korea back onto F2. A lot of strapping up on her right shoulder, so obviously carrying a few niggles into this competition.
Jörg a gagné évidemment les Coupes du Monde de diff, il était très fort en bloc, et puis là Nicky Deleu fait une belle saison quand même.
Katarina Sarbine on F4.
It's nice to see some more Korean female athletes in the bouldering. Well, yeah, we had Kim Dae-in last year, but then the injury, and now, you know, I was speaking to her, I think it was in Hayag recently. She was saying that she still loves bouldering and would come back to it. Obviously, we know her as a lead climber, but at the moment she's actually scared to be on a boulder because she hasn't had her operation on her knee yet.
Right.
So she feels comfortable when she's doing a more static approach of climbing in lead because she knows that she's roped. She's not going to hit the ground as hard as she might do in bouldering. But after jumping down funny in Mio, I think it's knocked her confidence. So it's nice to have Sassol competing and doing very well as well at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very strong competitor. Nicky Deleu here doing muscle ups on this volume. Very impressive.
Very nice. Over on M3 from Tito Calerion of France.
Nicky Deleu really struggling with the heat. You can see him there flapping his t-shirt. He's one of the last guys to be out, so it's getting very, very hot and sweaty. The lights have been on for a good couple of hours now. About 16, 17 competitors ahead of him. He's going to be feeling that.
So yeah, 5 more athletes still to come in the men's, which means that Boulder is officially in.
Nicky Deleu here on M1, really struggling to get pressed up on that volume. He is one of the taller competitors, but we've seen people like Tito topping out on this boulder, so might just be a flexibility issue, but Nicky always gives it his all. I'm sure we'll see him get pressed up shortly. Got 30 seconds left, so he'll have to be quick.
But he's finished for Salsa on the program number 2, and he's finished for Katarina Sarbine 2. And the last attempt of
Deleu not having a good time, 30 seconds left on the clock. It's looking like he's going to be calling it a day at that. Another switch up. And here's Shorty over on M1 now, Thomas Starborn of Germany.
Also
Rustam Verheer Galbanov out on M2 now.
Is it me, or does he look like a monk, like a Shaolin monk?
I see it as more as a Native American First Nation warrior. I like it. I'm daunted by it. I think
it's strong. I think it's to put all his competitors off. I think it's been in isolation, just shaving his head in front of them. Like, I don't need to warm up. Yesterday,
not with a razor, with a knife.
I'm not joking. Yesterday in isolation, Rustam didn't put his boots on. He did not pull on a climbing hold in isolation yesterday.
What was he doing?
Lying down the entire time, conserving power. He's obviously feeling very confident coming into this event, but he did a lot of stretching, a few press-ups here and there.
And then shaved his head.
And then went home and shaved his head. Maybe, I'll tell you what, if I ever make a final, I will adopt the Rustam mullet.
Whatever's happening, it's working. I remember the mullet.
And Shorty getting pressed up.
Right over on the left-hand side, though, he's got to get that heel in a little bit more. See whether he shifts here. Just bringing him away from the wall. Raising that left arm is going to be make or break time, Shorty.
We also just saw Fanny Gilbert on F2 just dropping the last hold.
Reconsidering here. He knows he can get the right up. Oh, he's going to... You see? No. It looked like he was going to get both feet up on there then. Burst into a tap routine.
Yeah.
Very comfortable.
Stéphane Julien just one-arming these holds. Very impressive. Slopey pinches. He's packing some serious heat in those arms. Might need a permit if he's going to bring those out in the finals. So in the women's comp, Niho leading the way with 2 flashes.
You're still really struggling today.
Here goes Stéphane. If he tops this, got a really good chance of finals. Yeah. There's 4 tops.
French finals. Is it just me at the moment?
3 French guys doing 4 boulders.
It's very impressive.
And Shorty Tapple on there, looking for some advice, doesn't know what to do, is getting very frustrated. Fanny Gilbert now, just fell off the last hold a second ago, absolutely cruising through this section.
Very quick up to the penultimate hold here.
There she is.
It is top on F2, the one that's been
Top for her.
For many of the female athletes so far. Not so for Gilbert. So just Shorty and Euler here now then. M1 and F4.
Yep, two German competitors out. Here goes Shorty. This looks like he might be going for the right foot up onto the volume if he can get pressed up, but
nope,
really struggling.
His mind again. If he's going up with the left, he needs to bring that heel further across.
Yeah. There you go, Shorty. Come on. Right foot up. Right foot up. Come on.
Good position, but can't quite get up there.
Just
wasted
a
lot of energy then as well. It's interesting that he hadn't actually decided what he was going to try until he was on the wall. I think that's a bad move there. He needs to be on the ground figuring out, okay, I'm going to do this and then this and then this.
Yeah, I mean, it's shrewd setting for the route setters. Put a big hold on like that, it gives the competitors, you know, something to hang on to, look at a lot of different options. Really difficult. Sometimes when it's basic, like M3, where it's pretty much those are the holds, you got to hold them in that particular way. Whereas here, there's a lot of options. Julian Böhm struggling on F4. Now this, obviously, we want to see all the climbs get done. Julian is one of the strongest female competitors. She's not done F4, so let's hope some of the other girls coming out in a second will be able to do it, because Certainly looks like one of the best boulders.
Well, here's Kasey, and here's Storr. Two new athletes out now. James Kasey on M1 and Anna Storr on F1. Now we're going to see some changes, possibly, to the standings as they are in the finalists that we currently have going through. Michaela Tracy currently in 6th place in the women's with 2 tops and 7. 4 bonuses in 10. That's what these athletes have to beat if they want to see themselves through to the finals a little bit later on. Michaela Tracy holding the 6th place position.
And Jan Hoja about to start M3, taking his time. Tito Calion falling off, but keeping on, that's his style. Oh, he seems to be falling away from the wall, but just stays on. It's amazing. And there he is. Good top from him. That's the end of his competition. 3 tops in 7 for him. That's going to put him in with a chance of finals for sure.
Anna Storr with a big finish on F1 as well. Over on M3, there's Jan Hoja just winning again.
Yeah, doesn't need the feet. Just one arm here for him. Jan's certainly looking like the one to beat today, just climbing like a man on a mission. James Kasey.
Okay, here he is on M1. He struggled to get up to the mountain position on the attempt a moment ago, but he's doing it now.
There you go, pressing it out. Yep, get your right foot on, James.
There,
come on.
And he is. It looks like he wants to go right, changing his mind.
Looks like he's got his chin almost on the top of that blue volume. Great effort from him. Needs to get a bit more of his foot on.
He's got to get the right up. It's too far that side. He tried to hold on then as well. Just slipped down on the mat. Time to go again. 2 minutes 43 on the clock.
Megan Mascarenhas on F2. Very technical climb, this second female one. Some of the ordinarily stronger girls like Petra Klinger really struggling to figure out the body position.
As well.
Yep, but Megan really looking fantastic this weekend, climbing so well. Got the first boulder on her second attempt, so if she can get a top here, she'll give herself a really good chance of finals.
Oh, just very nearly managing to hold that then with the right, going up to the penultimate hold on F2. Kasey spending some time shaking out here before we go again on M1. Delou doing the same.
Yeah, James really nailing that dyno. Needs to get stood up a bit more easily. Here we go. Come on, James. Figure it out. James obviously hugely popular on the tour.
With the right.
There you go. Megan's back on. 1 minute left on the clock, so still got time. Here she goes. So many options here with this configuration of small triangular volumes.
On the right though, you think that's going to be probably
it's keeping her on at the moment
when she goes up in a moment. There you go, up to the, but again a heel on the side there. I think a lot of the athletes are spending too long trying to secure the position on the bonus. They're messing around with the feet. They're not positioning themselves in an area where moving up to the penultimate hold is going to be a more secure move. They're trying to secure the bonus beforehand, and that's just bringing them off the wall. You know, those 2 heel hooks on the right hand side, trying to suction into the bonus.
Exactly, good setting from the route setters there, you know, not necessarily the hardest position to hold, but getting any kind of traction and movement very difficult. So
here we have out on M1 now, and Yerne Kruder on M1.
And here's Shauna Coxey coming up for her first boulder. Now obviously we talked about the overall title of the women's. It's coming down to this last event. Shauna Coxey currently ahead of Akio, but needs to stay ahead of her in this competition today to guarantee it.
It's basically whoever beats who here.
Pretty much, yeah. Provided they both make finals, and then we'll be in for a showdown tonight. Rustam, real strength through that groove.
Fanny Schubert looking very comfortable and getting up here. Switching to the right hand. Going for the match here. Got to get those fingers in that pocket. Up with the left. Nice foot positioning here. She's got to extend out now. And there it is. Very, very nice finish from Fanny Schubert. Rustam Galmanov, a move away. That's great. He's not even got his foot up on the side of that volume at the bonus.
Very strong from Rustam.
Straight up. Smearil barely using the foot at all to get to the top on M3.
To be honest though, with a strong haircut like that, you need to back it up with some good climbing strength, and he's got that in abundance.
I don't think he can go wrong. The hair's made it enough, I think.
That's true. There's kind of an aura around that haircut. Yerne Kruder trying to figure out what to do with the feet, taking all his weight on his palm, trying to figure out if he can sit on that volume, but no, it's not a sitter, Yerne. You've got to get your feet on. Shorty tap on. Akio topping out F2. That'll put her straight at the top. I think 2 from 2 there.
Yeah, Akio has looked so strong over the past 3 events. Vale and Toronto and Hayang. Incredibly strong in Hayang just recently. At the moment, Sean McCall sitting in 6th place in the men's, 3 tops in 5, 4 bonuses in 6. That's what you need to be if you want to see yourself through into the final. Thomas Taubon on the wall, as is Petra Klingler. So Yerne trying to figure out what to do on M1 here.
Well, if Yerne stays down and Gigi maybe doesn't top, Sean's got a chance, but yeah. Fully on the line today, Sean McCall, as he was yesterday for qualifying for the actual semis, so he'll be very disappointed having not done that first climb. He got so close on the mantle and then proceeded to crush the next 3 boulders.
Women's is currently with Marie Thevenet in 6th place, 2 tops in 5, 4 bonuses in 8. Akio is already in the finals with 2 tops in 3, 2 bonuses in 3. She still has 2 more blocks yet to climb.
Same with Shauna Coxey, currently in 11th with 1 flash, still 3 boulders to attempt, so she'll be looking to keep her advantage. She'll want to be ahead of Akio. They were tied after the qualifiers because there was 2 groups, so
but we've got no countback.
No countback.
It's not because there were 2 groups in the qualifying rounds because of the turnout. So it is all down to this. This is going to could make potentially a big difference in finals tonight.
So although she came out second to last today, she actually qualified equal first with Akio.
Nice for Taubon after the struggle on M1. Nice finish there on M2. 27 seconds still left on the clock. Yerne hanging around here on the mantle. He's tried a few different ways of doing this. He's trying to go with the right. Just got to keep that weight over to that side.
Okay, new switch. Alors là aussi, on va découvrir un très bon grimpeur sur qui il faudra compter l'année prochaine. Il a 17 ans, il est originaire de la Corée. Regardez sur la droite là-bas. Je voudrais qu'on l'applaudisse, c'est John Won-Chon. John Won-Chon, c'est un très jeune. C'est sa première année en Coupe du Monde.
Back out on F2 now. Megan on F3. Sassol on F4. Lost a bit of tape there on F4.
16e à Veil. Il a beaucoup de talent ce jeune homme et il va falloir compter sur lui maintenant. C'est l'un des rares représentants de
So everyone's out now.
coréenne chez les garçons.
All the competitors on have attempted at least their first boulder. Oh, sorry, Guillaume. Guillaume's still to go. Oh yeah, we had the technical incident in the men's competition, which meant there was a bit of a break. So the guys are running slightly behind the girls. We've had all the female competitors out, but still waiting for Gigi.
That's interesting.
Jan on M4 choosing to miss out the majority of the holds. If in doubt, skip them out, Jan, I suppose, yeah. Instead, begrudgingly, he's going to do it the way it was set by the looks of it. Absolutely dominating. One slip, I think. One slip because he tried to cut out half the climb.
Yeah.
Pretty good effort.
He did that in Hayang as well on M1. I remember. Just ignoring the roof, going for a dyno and managing to hold it. It's very impressive. Chon Jung-won on M1 here. Anna Storr still on the floor on F2.
Very well done from him. Oh, no.
Quite enough. A little bit too quick and he knows it's not enough or not. Jung-won. James Cassay here on M2.
Needs to get his toe on instead of the heel. Megan Mascarenas crimping hard on F3. She needs to match that slot.
She had, but she's got look like a thumb on the right hand into the slot. She needs to get the whole hand in
exactly
so that she can move across with the left.
Solta, just falling off the top. We've still not seen a top on F4, and Anna Storr having a bit of a time on F2. She obviously needs this top to give herself a good chance getting into the final.
Chon and James taking some time on the floor. Shake out.
Allez, Anna Storr, go Anna Storr s'il vous plaît. Elle parle très bien français, le public fait une ovation, tout le monde aime Anna Storr. Quel bonheur qu'elle soit là. Alors, il y a aussi des gens qui se demandaient, j'en profite qu'il y a Anna, qui se demandaient où est Kylian.
James Cassay now back on M2, he's figured out the foot position. Straight through, looking strong, just falling short. Anna Storr chilling out
earlier as well that was costing some of the male athletes on M2, so it's just a matter of getting used to that move after the bonus. I think Anna Storr trying to pop for the penultimate, but again having the same issue here.
Jung-won here still can't figure out what to do with these. The fifth position.
One time in Toronto and one time on the last competition in China.
So Jung-won there just getting pulled off from the climb. You can see the bonus plate has got black tape around it and he was just standing on it, so the judge just pulled him down for that. Solta cruising her way up to the end of here. It'd be great to see this problem top. Lining it up now.
Matching on the penultimate. Quick jump to try and get the top there, not quite enough.
James Cassay
though, over on M2, there it is. Very nice for him.
When Anna bounds. So James Cassay being called off. Just touched the wall out of bounds.
Magda on our Twitter feed saying, I love watching Akio Noguchi climb, unparalleled patience, flow, and that subtle power.
And Anna Sturr
deserves a medal for the style at least. She's had them, 3 so far in the golds over our past few events, and here she is now coming out onto problem 3. Shauna Coxey on F2. It is about these 2 girls at the moment. Anna Sturr still in the mix a little bit. They're having a tough time on F2. Akio breezed through F2 earlier on. Shauna needs to try and replicate it as we welcome our final male athlete as well over on M1. That is Guillaume Miron from Day of France. Yuri Kruder on M2 now. Then we have Thomas Talborn, Shorty Talborn on M3, and Rustam Galmanov on M4. Fanny Gilbert on F4, her final climb here of today. For the semis at least, see her pushing her way towards final placements.
Shauna Coxey about to pull on F2 for her first go. Flashed the first problem, Akio has flashed this problem, so she'll be looking to follow suit. Looking nice and strong so far. Needs to keep control now. Really tricky move. Yep. Come on, Shauna.
Top 4, Rustam Galmanov on M4. Very nice.
Shauna just taking her time.
It's going to be a bit tricky.
Looks very stretched out.
Trying to be a bit more static on the look of things. She's been on here for a while now.
Yes, Shauna, come on.
And as we have seen at Hayek just recently, Gail's flexibility is something to be ended.
Excellent work from Shauna.
Flash there on F2.
Shauna Coxey getting the flash.
I can't wait to fight tonight between Shauna and Akio. Comment va y aller? Allez, regardez Akio Noguchi, regardez ça.
So a flash there from Shauna.
C'est du talent, c'est de la passion, c'est de la puissance physique. Encouragez Fanny Gilbert.
Gail's flexibility very impressive on M1 a few moments ago.
Fanny Gilbert.
She could be our first one to crack F4, I think. She's been climbing very well today. Go for a heel maybe? No. Up and on top. Sending the left leg out, which we've seen before, but she needs to go onto the right side there. You can see with the chalk is a little bit on the right side of that final hold. Not quite enough. Akio still fighting with F3. Shorty making it on M3 here. Very nice finish. Guillaume definitely knows how to get around M1. It was very close to the top a few moments ago. Let's hope he can seal it here.
Yep, there you go, Gigi. Get the foot on. Using his hand just to put his foot onto the hold. Needs to stay tight now. Very delicate last move. There's the top.
Very nice. On M1 here. Akio having a tough time on F3.
Rustam Galmanov climbed really, really well in this semi-final. 4 in 5.
I'm on M4, mate.
Sean McCall now looking in the very, very dodgy position, 6th place. Guillaume having top M1, which is the one he failed on, so we'll see. Yerne not finding the right body position. Just 3 competitors left out in this semi-final at the moment.
1 minute left on the clock. Akio is not liking F3.
Akio back up on the volume.
Yeah, with the right, this is good. Nice, incredible accuracy. In fact, they're very secure into that bonus pocket. That's the left, and one more roller. Look at the left extend here. Very nicely done. Top for Akio off Mascarenas on F3.
Yone Kruder just pulling back on, and Fanny Gibert, possibly the first top, looking super strong. Here she goes. Oh, just falling short. That would have been our first top on the buzzer for F4. So thinning out now, Jongwon from Korea on M2, James Kasey on M3, Nikki DeLu on M4, and then the females, only 2 competitors now. Due to the technical incident, the guys are running a little bit further behind. Megan Mascarenas on F4 and Anna Sturr on F3. Anna Sturr currently sitting in 13th place outside of the cutoff. She's going to need at least one more top very quickly to stand a chance of getting in. Currently needing 2 in 4 attempts. Megan Mascarenas, the first girl onto the wall. Jongwon rushing through these white volumes. Just topping out. Watch the foot. Brilliant.
Very nice from Chung Jong-woon there. Anna in a good position here to go to the bonus. There it is.
Nikki DeLu just missing that last hold. James Kasey
very quick finish. Very quick finish from Anna Sturr there.
That's going to put her into finals, because that's 2 in 2, I believe, which will put her up into top 6. Megan Mascarenas currently in 15th place with 1 in 2. Not seen this final boulder topped yet.
Megan Mascarenas on it at the moment, F4. James Kasey on M3. As you can see, we're now breaking down the wall, coming towards the end of the semi-finals. This is where every attempt is going to be vital from these athletes. As we mentioned earlier, Sean McCall in a bit of a tricky situation at the moment, in 6th place. 3 tops in 5, 4 bonuses in 6. That's what they've got to beat to make it through into the finals.
Nikki DeLu climbing really well on this final boulder, just slipped off the last hold. Hopefully this time looks pretty bunched. So there it is.
Nice
top for Nikki. So that's 2 tops for Nikki. It's going to put him into the just outside the top 10, I think.
Yeah, it's 3 tops all the way for the men in 5 attempts or less.
James Kasey, super strong climber in his element here on the steeper ground.
Very impressive to see him do the same that we saw a little bit earlier on from Rostam, not using that foothold at all on the bonus, straight up to the top on M3.
It's a good top for James. Really needed one after getting called off the second boulder and not succeeding on the first one. Hopefully he can get another top, which will put him up the rankings at the moment. Not going to make it into tonight's semi-final. Final, even. We're in the semi-final. Here's Megan. This 4th problem, really hard. I can't wait to see the final girls on this. Akio, Anna and
Akio
Shauna.
on F4, I'm thinking. That's where the money is at the moment.
There's not much chalk on that final hold. I'm not sure.
We're still thinking that we're going around up to the right-hand side of that top, though, yeah? I think, what about a squeeze? You get the right up and then the left into the pocket underneath it.
I think
squeeze the 2.
I think you're going to have to be on the top. The way the penultimate hold is, it's almost like a slopey rail, which they do a combination of crimping and pinching. So you're going to have to leave that and commit everything to that last hold.
40 seconds left here now for Megan Mascarenas. She's still on the ground.
30 seconds. Time for one more go. She climbed really well on the first boulder and struggled on the other 2. So far, no success on this final boulder for any of the girls. The conditions getting progressively worse as well.
Can't quite hold on to it. It's looking like that's going to be her calling it a day with 7 seconds left on the clock here. Shorty just emerged from the black cloth at the back. Desperate to get out, so welcome Shauna onto F3, Akio onto F4, Shorty onto M4, Yone Kruder onto M3, and Guillaume Glaremonde onto M2 now. Let's see how Akio gets on with F4.
Shauna instructing the brushes there to go to work.
De ce soir, l'ultime fight, 11 points, moins de 10 points, les séparent un petit peu du classement général. Ça va être un truc de...
Generally, you see these more experienced competitors at the end of the competition taking more time, figuring out what they want to do before actually attempting. They want to have one good go, as opposed to 3 or 4, not quite. Gigi just falling off. And Shauna just falling off the dyno. It's a bit of an awkward position, going to a slopey hold.
Well, Noguchi's now 3 in 8 at the moment, which means that she's used up 6 attempts on F3.
So Shauna's got a bit of breathing space. She's flash 2. Still has this boulder and another one to go.
Yone over the top on M3. Shauna makes the dyno on F3. Akio now moving up to what we saw Megan Mascarenas struggling with a few moments ago. Shauna analysing that bonus hold up ahead of her, trying to get the fingers into the pocket. Bit of struggle here as Guillaume Glaremonde tops on M2. Akio Noguchi looking at a good position here on F4 as well. Let's see how she's going to try and take the finish hold. Remember, this has not been topped yet over on F4.
Akio looking very good for this.
Oh, one hand up, but not quite enough. Shauna Coxey tops out on F3 though.
That was great tenacity from Shauna. She was really struggling to roll over to the bonus hold and then having the composure to come back down, rethink, go up for the match and finish it off. Great effort from her. Straight into probably first place, 2 in 3. Sorry, 3 in 4 now. Yep, 3 and 4. So great effort from her. And Akio taking a breather on the mat after that. She gave it everything for the last move.
We've got Fanny Gibert in first place at the moment, 3 and 4, 4 bonuses and 6, but it's going to put her right up there, more secure at the moment.
Thomas Townsend finishing off his competition. Last move. Oh, great strength from him. Dead point roll over there. Fully extending on the drag of his fingers. Great tension from him. Finishes off. Obviously,
and it's just Akio on F4 sitting on the mat. It's looking like we're going to gear up for another attempt here now with Akio.
So three tops for Thomas will push him up into the top 10, but I don't think it'll be enough for him to qualify tonight.
Uleberm currently in 6th place in the finals, 2 tops in 3, 3 bonuses in 4.
Where is Takata? Takata, where are you, Takata? Put your hands up, Takata. Termine la chanson, Takata.
Here goes Akio. Knows what to do. Coping very well with the hot and humid conditions on stage.
It was interesting that she took as long as she did down on the ground a little while ago, just analysing the route again, because the beats she used the first time was completely correct. It's just what she does at the very top, I think. I'm waiting to see whether she tries a different method this time or whether she goes up with the right hand again onto the top.
Looking very, very strong.
To the top on the last attempt. Let's see if she gets on here.
Here she goes.
Up with the left this time. And that's it, securing the top on F4, Akio Noguchi. Incredible finish. Every block has now been topped. Akio proving just why she's in the running to be the very top of the top. The best of the best this year and win in the overall Bouldering World Cup rankings. She's up against Shauna Coxey, who is just about to emerge onto F4 in a few moments' time. We'll see whether Shauna can try and better what Akio has just managed to do, what none of the other athletes were able to do on F4.
Akio definitely taking the initiative there, putting herself straight into first place, and of course countback's a consideration for the final, so she'll want to be qualifying as high as possible. Anna Sturr and Shauna Coxey, the only female climbers left, and they've both already qualified for the finals. So it's a question of getting as high up that list as you can. James Kasey and Jongwon. Jongwon, a bit of a pump going on there, he's just trying to get rid of. Using up his time, just getting ready to pull on. James Kasey instructing the brushes. So Boulder Brighton on the Twitter asking if semi-final scores count in the event of a tie in a final. Yes, they do. So qualification scores don't count, but countback plays a key part if we get a tie in the final. So if, for example, we had Shauna and Akio hopefully flashing all 4 boulders in the final, if Akio gets a better score in this semi-final, it would knock Shauna into second place in this competition, and then overall she would win the World Cup, finishing ahead of Shauna. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
Cup, but the World Cup overall bouldering World Cup rankings as well. The title for the year, Boulder champion on the World Cup rankings. So the semi-final results are vital at this stage. That's why Shauna and Akio and even Anna are going head-to-head here at the moment, trying to limit the amount of attempts they're using. Each one of them wanting to be in a better position as they progress into the finals later on this evening. You can, of course, come back and join us for that one. We hope you do.
Jongwon pulling on now. Great tension through these volumes.
Played a few finals this year, Chon Jongwon.
Anna Sturr pulling through these big slopey volumes. She's been pulled down.
Very nice from Chon Jongwon. Is that because did she go over the black tape on the right side there?
I think so. So James Kasey and Anna Sturr, only athletes left out on stage at the moment. Lining up. There he goes. Good finish from James.
Very nice.
Really struggled on the first half.
Yeah, but he's going to be absolutely devastated about that M2 incident now.
Yeah. Very
strong on M3 and an M4. He's done very well.
So that'll put James up into the top 15, certainly. And as you say, he'll be really disappointed with that third climb. Third climb would have put him in the top 10. And as it stands, Sean McCall hanging on to the 6th space. 3 tops in 5. Gigi still to climb. Got 2 in 4 at the moment, so he's got 2 boulders to spare. And Anna Sturr, here we go. She'll obviously be aware with 2 boulders that she's in a pretty good chance for a final, but sure she'll want to complete this one to be sure.
Well, she is already in. She's in 5th place with 2 tops in 2, 4 bonuses in 7, but she probably won't know that at the moment. So yeah, you're absolutely right. She's going to be very focused on this. As we were talking about the countback scores being important as well.
And Anna tapping out with 2 tops. So she's just going to leave Shauna Coxey.
And she's coming forward now to have a little look up at the big screen. She just gave one of the guys a thumbs up there because they told her that she'd made it, by, I would assume, from where we're sitting. So she is in finals at the moment, in 5th place in her group, so she'll be second out later on tonight because, as we know, or as some of you may not, we start the finals in reverse order, so the lowest to qualify come out first, much like it is in the semis. At the moment, in the men's, Rustam Galmanov in 1st place, Jeremy Bond 2nd, Jan Hoyer 3rd. Sean McCall still clinging on to that 6th place position, and at the moment in the women's, Eula Verm in the 6th place with 2 tops in 3, 3 bonuses in 4. And it's looking like it's going to stay that way as well. Everyone that is currently out in the women's is already in the final.
So yeah, we've got our confirmed female finalists: Julianne Verm, Anna Stur, Miho Nagata, Shauna Coxey, Fanny Joubert and Akio Noguchi. The only thing now is for Shauna to see if she can climb up the rankings and qualifying first.
So Shauna makes the first attempt here on F4.
Gigi making short work of this. Needs this top very quickly. If he does, he knocks Sean McCall out. Here we go. There it is. Into the final.
And that's a goodbye to Sean McCall and a hello to Guillaume Garamondé. Shauna Coxey here on the penultimate hold on F4.
Looking very, very strong. But it's just slipped off.
A bit tricky there from her. We saw Akio send that left foot out to the right-hand side below her.
It's not a problem for her, but she's in final before the last problem.
So Yannick Ruder, last competitor out with Shauna Coxey on his final problem.
Well, Akio is 4 in 10 at the moment. 4 in 10 for Akio, and Shauna is currently 3 in 4, and she's just taken an attempt. So she's got another 4 attempts to use on F4 to potentially qualify in a better position for the finals. Not that she knows any of that.
Yannick Ruder putting himself up into the top 15. 2 tops out of 4. Again, another guy who'll be disappointed with the first problem of the semi-final. Shauna just taking her time. Still got 2 minutes, so she's fully aware, obviously, that Anna's not topped this boulder. She'll know Akio's done it, so she'll be sure she's in the final, but she won't want to have too many goes. Less is more in this kind of situation. She's just got right to the end of the boulder problem, so if she can do the same again, she knows she'll have a good shot for the jug.
It's quite interesting that Akio and Shauna are the front runners at the moment of this the World Cup series this year, and they've both done exactly the same thing on F4. Both of them made it to the penultimate hold, and nearly topped out in the first attempt. Both of them then sat down for roughly a minute and just stared at the wall, and now got up again for that second push.
Yeah, they've got that confidence just to know they've got that far. Right, okay, I've done that, I can do it again. And if anything, if I have a bit more rest, I'll probably feel a bit better. So,
Rick Paxford asking here, if the climbers are off the ground as the buzzer goes, can they finish that attempt as I've seen in previous rounds? You'd have seen that in the final, which is what we'll see later on tonight. That works on a 4 minutes plus basis, which means that once the 4 minutes have run out, if they're on the wall, if they're off the ground, they're allowed to continue their attempt. In the semi-finals, it's quite strictly 5 minutes. So when they run out of time, they will be called down off the wall. They'll know anyway to do that. The alarm you might be hearing sometimes is the 1 minute buzzer. That gives them a bit of notice to let them know that they have only a minute left. And Shauna's calling it a day here with 40 seconds left on the clock. That's interesting. Why do you think that is, John?
She knows she's qualified for the final. She'll know probably that she's in second, so she'll be happy to conserve some energy, let Akio get a slight advantage over her, but
it's putting a lot of pressure. You know, if we do get down to a draw situation in the final, that means that she really does, if she wants the win and wants the yearly win, she has to really outperform Akio Noguchi, who is looking very, very strong at the moment, the only athlete to have topped all four, and it looked like that one was within her grasp. So it's an interesting decision there from her. I don't usually see her walk away with still roughly a minute left on the clock.
Well, I think with 35 seconds, well, sorry, 40 seconds, realistically, she would have rushed that next go, and perhaps that energy is better spent recovering.
Interesting. Yeah, with Chon Jung-won here, his last climb. And I believe we have Guillaume still to come on M4, as we mentioned earlier. We're a little bit behind in the men's due to an incident, a technical incident earlier on. Upset a few things.
Jung-won.
This is interesting. Yeah, Sean not out actually just yet. He's in sixth still. Guillaume, they're tied on the tops and attempts, but because Sean has obviously had an attempt on M4 and Guillaume hasn't yet, Sean has the extra bonus. So whereas we thought that had knocked Sean out, at the moment it hasn't quite done that. That's due to a bonus at the moment on M4 that Guillaume hasn't attempted yet. So we were equating countback for qualis, which again we shouldn't have done because the qualis was two separate groups.
Yeah, Jung-won currently sitting in 15th with 2 tops and 3. Is he not going to have enough to qualify for tonight's final, having not done the first boulder? Looks like a four boulders required, which I think is nice. I think the top 6 guys all going to probably have done 4 boulders, and then gradually going down the field you have 3s, 2s, 1s. I think it's a nice spread. The route setters will be very happy that they've got the right level.
Here's something interesting. If Gigi hits the bonus, well, he needs to hit the bonus on the first or second attempt to make finals. If he hits it on the second, we're going to have 7 men in the finals, because he'll tie with Sean and we can't go to count back because it was a split qualis.
If he doesn't top.
That's if he doesn't top.
If he doesn't top.
So he has to either top it to get through into the finals on this on M4 in a moment, or he has to make the bonus in 2. So as long as he makes the bonus on the first or second attempt, he's going to be making it into finals. If he then tops as well after that, he will knock Sean out.
So Jung-won's having a real bit of trouble starting this boulder. Generally we have seen quite a lot of success on this 4th boulder today. Lots of the guys doing it. I'm pretty sure down to sort of 15th, 16th. We're getting top 17th, yeah. So you'd expect Guillaume, climber of his caliber, to be topping it, but Jung-won having a tough time. Conditions must be terrible on this final boulder now. Jung-won climbed so well all weekend and really struggling just to get this first move working. Very, very slopey white volumes. Luckily they've pulled down all the lighting on the other boulders, so a bit of heat getting off, but still too hot for him at the moment. And being Korean, you'd expect him to be coping with the temperatures probably better than some of the others, but
well, it's condition of the wall, isn't it? I mean, the actual temperature inside the venue is not that bad. I wouldn't think. I mean, maybe up on the mats. You were up there yesterday. Even on the mats with the lights on, is it still pretty hot?
It's roasting.
Even on the mats, not necessarily on the wall. So you're not talking about just the holes there. You're talking about just being on the stage.
Anywhere on the stage. Yeah. Wow. The lighting is really intense. We've got a huge lighting rig, and unlike some venues where the lights are quite far away, we've got quite a low roof in here, and it's almost like the lights are right on top of you. So the clock counting down now, 40 seconds for Jongwon to complete this start section. Here we go. Really tired, you can tell there. He's giving it everything on this.
23 seconds still left on the clock, and he's still trying here. So when we welcome out Guillaume in a few moments' time, we're going to be watching for the bonus and on which attempt he takes the bonus on. Chon Jung-won, goodbye to the crowd. He knows he hasn't got it here, unfortunately. A great effort from him to put through.
So, last competitor today for the semi-finals is Gigi. No pressure, but you've got to top it to be in. Everybody in there.
The bonus.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, if he makes the bonus first time or second time, he's in.
Yeah.
If he makes it first time, he's in and he knocks Sean out. If he makes it second time, he's in with Sean, and we'll have 7 men in the finals. And if he doesn't make it by the second attempt, then he has to top it to be into the finals. So it's pretty much every attempt he makes here at the moment is going to be quite intense. So hopefully you guys are ready for this at home. Here we go.
Crowd's really filling out in the venue now, so they'll all be hoping he can do it. Climbed so well so far today. Yeah.
Up at the moment.
Here we go.
Comfortable, going for the bonus. That, ladies and gents, is out of the finals. And Guillaume very, very secure with the flash. Not only the bonus, but also a top on the first attempt. And that really is goodbye to Sean McCall and hello to Guillaume as we thought earlier. The bonus dividing them, and now that flash seeing him quite securely into the finals. Fantastic performance from all of our athletes here today in the semi-final stages. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it at home. In a few moments' time we're going to be bringing up the results as they stand and who we have at the moment that will make it through into the finals. So let's try and bring up the women's results for you now and have a look at which female athletes are making it through and in what position for later on.
So these are provisional results.
Yeah, these will be the provisional results until obviously any appeals might come in. It only takes a few minutes usually for the judges and the officials here to sign off on the results, but just to bear in mind that there could be some appeals. This is pretty much our top 6 now, so we know what we're looking at. Here we are with Akira Noguchi in first place. Very impressive run with 4 tops in 10 there, 4 bonuses in 7. Shauna Coxey then in second place with 3 tops in 4 and 4 bonuses in 5. Fanny Gibert tied second here as well with 3 tops in 4, 4 bonuses in 5. And then it is Mio Nanaka, another final here for her with 2 tops in 2 and 4 bonuses in 4. Anna Storr in 5th with 2 tops in 2, 4 bonuses in 7. And Eula Bohm in 6th place with 2 tops in 2, 4 bonuses. 2 tops in 3. 3 bonuses in 4. So Eula just manages to cling on to a place in the finals tonight then in 6th place. Those are your female finalists here that we look forward to seeing a little bit later on tonight. So we'll be back once we've wrapped up in a moment. We'll bring up the men's results for you as well, but we'll be back at 8:20 local time to us here at the venue. That's 8:20 p.m. tonight to get ready for our finals that start at 8:30. Here are the men's results for you as well then. Rustem Galmanov in first place there with 4 tops in 5 attempts, 4 bonuses in 4. Jeremy Bonder in second, that incredible run earlier on with 4 tops in 6, 4 bonuses in 5. Guillaume Guérin-Mondé in tied second with the same score, 4 tops in 6, 4 bonuses in 5. Jan Hoyer in 4th here with, that was after that problem 4 towards the end there, after his 3 flashes beforehand. He's got 4 tops in 6 attempts and 4 bonuses in 6. Alban Levier in 5th, another French athlete, look at this, in 5th place with 4 tops in 7 attempts and 4 bonuses in 4, and then Stefan Julian in 6th place with 4 tops in 9 attempts and 4 bonuses in 8. Those are your 6 male athletes making it through into tonight's finals. So you can see Sean McCall being knocked out there in 7th place, unfortunately, at the end. Thank you very much for being with us. John, thanks for being with us as well, as always. Have you enjoyed the semis?
Yeah, great set of semi-final boulders. I mean,
good blocks, right?
Yeah, I think it was great. We had Akio topping out all 4, all the guys topping out in the finals to get.
We knew that they were doable.
Yeah, great show, and you can just see now with all the lights, it's going to be fantastic later.
Yeah, we're looking forward to them setting now for the finals. So thank you for being with us if you have been. Please let the IFSC know if you've enjoyed it. You can use the hashtag in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. That is IFSCWC on Twitter. I've been Daniel Finn, and I've been joined by Jonathan Partridge. Thank you very much for being with us, and we'll see you a little bit later on tonight for the finals here, same place at 8:20 local time to us. See you soon.